Today I'm going to do a quick review between this Flybird ladder system adjustable bench and this finer form FID multifunctional bench. Show you the pros and cons of each and overall which one I prefer. So let's go ahead and talk about first. I've had this one for over a year now, probably closer to a year and a half. This one only for 2 months. I'm going to show you all the things that go with it. So for the Flybird, they both have a ladder system for the actual adjustments. So you basically lift it up. Now this one is really tight because of how I have it set, so it stays in place. Like, you have to actually put in a lot of force, but you can loosen that up, and I just prefer to have it secure, so it just stays in place a little bit more secure. But there's 7 different rests or positions for this backrest position, all the way to the flat position. I typically use it mostly for incline. And one other thing is the seat doesn't adjust, so it's just in this one secure position. Now these foam pads are probably the thing that is the most annoying, just because it's kind of like right in the way. I guess you can put your legs over it and then tuck your feet under the knee pad position, but it just tends to be in the way for me. I usually have my legs wrapped around it like this, like to the side of it instead of over it. But if you were to go over it, it looks like this. I just typically use it like to the side because I usually want to get a good foot position, especially when I'm benching. You will do dumbbells for bench up to 80 or 90 pounds. Haven't had any problems with this. And you can also adjust the actual foot pads here to 3 different positions. Now let's move on to the finer form. So let's start with this as well. You have 4 positions for it. Now this one, you actually can adjust more for different exercises that have to do with this pad. So you can kind of put your feet around it if you're doing any ab workouts. And I also like to lift it up and move it around by this pad right here. So it has wheels on the front. And so I like to lift it up just from the pad right here. You can move it around easily with one hand. The wheels are great on it. This one doesn't have wheels, but it has some pretty good foot pads for it. Now let's move on to this pad here. This is gonna be 6 different positions that you can adjust. So you want to loosen it, and then you can adjust it by pulling it out. And then once you have it in a position, you tighten it, and it's gonna keep it nice and secure. You can also remove this pad completely if you want. And this is what I use it for mostly. So you put your feet right here, you lean your thighs up against this pad here, and then you can do exercises such as good mornings and like your hamstring, work on your hamstrings. So by leaning forward, I can't really do it with it in the incline position, but I'll show you after. So there's 7 different positions for this, not including if you were to lay it completely flat, you can get it to a decline position. Now, when you go to the flat position, I'm gonna use my foot. Let's do this one-handed. This is the flat position right here. Now, another thing for the flat position is to keep it more secure. There's this knob right here that you can go ahead and pull out, and then you're gonna see this thing comes out right here. Now this is going to go like this. It's gonna lie like that with it, so that's gonna give you extra stability from the headrest position. So always make sure to use that when you're laying it down completely flat. There's also 3 different positions for the seat. So you can have it inclined. I usually have it on incline because I do incline the most with it. Now, what I was mentioning before is these like good mornings and hamstring. So I usually hold on to a little bit of weight, and then you can go ahead and lean down the whole way and back up. And that's gonna really be a great workout for your hamstrings. It'd be a great way to warm up your hamstrings before a leg workout. There's so much you could do with this bench. You can also lie it down completely flat, so it's a decline, and then do some ab exercises. These have handles on this as well, so you can put your hands there as you're using it if you're not using any weight. But overall, I think they're both great options. I've used them both plenty of times, but I think my preference is definitely the finer form bench.